Show. It says recording started now. Okay, I'm ready. I'm gonna start over. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to 2021. Welcome to the Matt and Cody Show. My name's Cody, and
my name's Matt.
My co-host Matt, and we're so excited to have Justin, the flipping accountant, on today to pick his brain and get to know him a little better and his story. So, how are you, Justin?
Oh man, just every day's a holiday.
Yeah, I love that.
That's right. Every day above ground's a good day.
January whatever is holiday. Right. I love it.
6 days into 2021, and they done shut down the city hall.
Yeah, that's what we should do live. Is what's going on in the Congress and whatever. I don't even know what building it is, but
yeah,
some of that stuff is crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Justin, this is the first time we've done this format. So,
okay,
buckle up because my hat looks goofy. One, I'm not in a studio, so first time me and Matt not being together, so we'll probably be a little off sync, I'd imagine. But we wanted to get you. We tried to have you on a while back, and then I think you were deep in Q4, and I know I was, and Coop was. So
yeah. So I'm glad we can make it tonight. I'm sorry about the timing, because we said 7, and I never clarified. Like, hey, 7 Central or 7 Eastern? You're like Eastern. I'm like, crap. I'm sorry.
Well, no, it actually worked out. I got to eat at an incredible crab place. We're on a sourcing trip in Hilton Head, and so when we got the message, I was like, hey, well, we've got an hour. Do you want to try to jump in here? And you don't ever jump into anywhere with 5 kids, so we that was a mistake. But the food was incredible. So if you're ever out this way, Crazy Crab is it's really good. So
yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. So where are you at, by the way?
So I'm in northern Alabama.
Okay, so you're not too far from us. Yeah. Wait a minute. Are you in what is not Muscle Shoals? Like northeast Alabama?
No, I'm kind of in the middle, I guess, kind of closer to Huntsville area.
Huntsville, that's what I was trying to think of. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm not too far from that.
Have you heard of Scott Howell? He runs a big podcast, and he's in Huntsville.
Is it the AM/PM? Is that
no? It's called the Insurance Guys Podcast.
I hadn't heard of him.
Yeah, he's a big inspiration of mine with this because he's basically just like when I reached out to him and said, hey, we're thinking about doing a podcast, and lately we've stopped calling it a podcast. We're calling it a show because we feel lame when we say podcast. But anyways, can you hear that siren? That's embarrassing.
I thought it was here.
Start running.
Yeah. But anyways, his advice was he said, if you want to do a podcast, you have to commit to doing 50 shows. And he said, don't even ever question it. You just have to do 50. And so that's what we committed to do was we're going to do 50 and kind of see how it goes. And so we're learning it, but he's right over there by you. He's in Huntsville. So
gotcha. Yeah.
No, I go to Huntsville and Source sometimes. I might have stepped on your backyard before.
That's what I told him. I know earlier this year I was up there heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what we were talking about. I think when Coop said he was in the area, I was in Michigan because I got family up there. So I think I was up there visiting when you guys were out here.
Yeah. Nice. During March, April, during the stuff that we don't share, we were selling the
few months that never happened.
Right. Yeah. When I was up there, so we took a trip from my house to North Alabama. So we went through Huntsville. And then like whatever it is, Huntsville down. Like there's like this big nowhere land. Like it's like there's no big cities or anything.
Yeah.
Just go. Like I need to go source there again. So I guess
that's most of Alabama. Is nothing.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Alpha Insurance?
Mm-mm.
No.
Yeah, I have. It's they have like a red logo. I think it's ALFA.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So when you've heard me talk about the business that I ran into the ground, it was Alpha, and I had an Alpha franchise, and so when they were branching out into Georgia, I got one of those contracts, and I ran that business straight into I was a young kid, like I had no idea what I was doing. But yeah, that's you probably see them everywhere because they're heavy in Alabama. So
yeah. Yep. I've never sold insurance before though. I interviewed with the Mutual of Omaha, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I got a job offer and I just turned it down. I was like, no, never mind. I'm good.
That's probably a good call. That's probably not a terrible. Insurance is funny because that's the business that I want to be in long term. Is I've started my own agency now. I've got all the contracts. I've got everything. My kids are coming out to the car, so you might hear a zoo here in a second.
Sure.
But I've got all the harder stuff now, so now it's just kind of helping people now. So, but I do more of the car, home, life, where I think that was probably just the life side, which is really, really, really hard. So,
yeah.
But anyways, let's talk about reselling. So 2021 is the year of the reseller. We knew we wanted to have you on. We made a list, and there's a couple other people that I hope we can figure out the timing and get on at some point. But I think there's so many people that are hurting, busted, disgusted, don't have a job, or their hours have been cut, or they're having a hard time or whatever. And then there's the other side. There's people that are just trying to pay off debt or get ahead, and that sort of thing.
Sure.
Reselling is the answer, man. Like this. So I've been doing it for 4 or 5 years. Coop's been doing it for almost 2 years?
Yeah, almost 2 years.
Yeah. So how long have you been around?
As far as like doing Amazon and eBay stuff, like I've been doing Amazon for a few years part-time just by myself.
Right.
I learned how to do this stuff like 2 decades ago when I had an eBay store for my dad when he had a furniture store.
Nice.
And so like we had an eBay account together and I helped him sell stuff on there. And then as I grew up, I kind of kept the account.
Sure.
And I went to high school. I got my bachelor's degree in finance. And then after I got my degree, I went and worked at a online auction company in Michigan.
Nice.
And yeah, it was pretty cool. It's kind of like eBay, except you like buy stuff, but then you go pick it up locally.
Okay.
And I worked for that company for a couple of years, and then I moved down to Alabama, and I've been here ever since.
Very cool.
So yeah. So as far as like Amazon stuff, I've been doing it for a couple of years, but I've been like legit, like I have a 20-year-old eBay account that was my dad's originally. And that's how long I've been doing that. So
that's very cool. Yeah. I'm a little scared of eBay. So Coop and his wife, they do a lot more than I do on that platform. But I kind of had a horror story kind of when we first got into reselling. We didn't know exactly what we were doing, and we had a bunch of listings. And when they deactivated our account, it all went to it just all went away. So and then like returns, we sell on eBay now. We have a new account, but
yeah,
I don't love them. We have a love-hate relationship. So
yeah, I'm not a big fan. I don't like doing listings for eBay. It's just it takes too much time to take pictures, write the description. You know what I'm saying, Coop?
Oh yeah, I do. Well, Amazon, you just scan it and hit 1 or 2.
Exactly.
You got it.
eBay, you got to take pictures of everything.
What's that? I got to list these 20 things. All right, give me 5 minutes. I'm done.
Right.
I don't have to break on my camera and mess with that. But I mean, eBay's a great platform. It's a great place to start. I have a lot of people reach out to me and say that they're kind of scared of like Amazon and they've only done eBay. And I'm like, well, hey, eBay's a great place to start, but Amazon velocity is just insane.
Yeah. You should definitely start with eBay before you go to Amazon.
Yeah.
To get your feet wet with shipping. Because Amazon will kick you out the fucking door quick.
Right.
Yeah. And then you spend 5 years watching somebody like Coop and you're like, crap. I could be doing that, but I got deactivated. So anyways, I think that the average person, anybody, especially couples, I don't. Are you married, Justin? Are you with?
Not that I'm aware of. Nope, no kids that I know of. None that I would claim. No, I'm just kidding. Like I don't have any kids. But
so you're doing this single thing. You're doing all the work.
Yep. I do need to mention that when I go to Michigan, I go up there and visit my family. My family will really help me out. They enjoy doing it. They're all about it. And occasionally I my better half will help me out sometimes here, but 99% of the time it's all me.
Yeah. Okay. That's awesome. Well, I don't know if I could at the level, like, I don't say level, but like at the current model we're under, I don't know if I could do it by myself. Like a lot of what we're doing is turn and burn type stuff. And so, we're probably making a little bit less on the margin side, but we have access to so much information. Like, it's hard to focus on a niche, because as soon as you do, it's like somebody shares in the group and they're like, go to Target and get, this, whatever,
Right.
and that, that makes it hard. But, anyway, I guess I was talking. I think that the average person, especially if there's a couple, like, especially if there's like, two people that are working together, but anybody, the average person can make $500 to $1,000 a month extra with very, very minimal time if they'll just do something. Like, I've talked to Coop about this. Like, it's almost something that I'm like fixated on. Like, the average person, $500 to $1,000 extra a month would change their life. It would be life changing.
Yeah, look at how people were so, like, I don't want to say the word obsessed, but they were focused on getting that stimulus money.
Exactly.
Like, when's that stimulus money coming? Like, that became like a huge thing on YouTube, like these videos, because people like every day needed to know,
right,
when is this money coming? How much money am I going to get? Stuff like that, because people are hurting.
Yeah.
And like you're saying, instead of this stimmy, like that they're calling it now, for $600, man, if you taught somebody to make an extra 500 or 1,000 a month, that could really improve their situation in life.
Say it again. Can we save that soundbite? That's perfect.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
like exactly that's like exactly how I feel. Like I think people like idolize something like the stimulus check or food stamps, or if you're younger, maybe like your parents paying your car payment or something like that. I think the average person, it changes their life to be able to have $500 to $1,000 more a month. Like, so I don't want to share Coop's story for him, but like somebody being able, and not that I don't think this is for everybody, and I don't think everybody should, like, or maybe even would want to, but if that allows you to fire your boss and then you get to sleep till 11 o'clock eating Cheetos, at your house, being self-employed, that's not all it is, but like, if you want to, you can, because you have the freedom. Like I don't know. It seems like it's easier than ever before to be self-employed and to use like opportunities like this to, it's life changing. Like you can literally change your life if you'll just take a side hustle up and do some of the crap work for the first 6 months to get it rolling. So,
well, if you want to improve your lifestyle, if you want to, make that extra money, you got to make that extra effort, and no one's just going to give it to you.
Yeah, everybody want to relax when they get off of work. Nobody want to start another business after. Yeah.
Right.
Growing something in your basement. I remember days where I would work on, my day job was hard, like not physically hard, but like up here, like that's where it was hard. And I would come home just exhausted, and then I would work another 6 or 8 hours, because I knew intuitively that even if this whole thing flops, what it produces in me, and like the mindset change of growing my own thing. Like, great, I'm gonna help you grow your thing because you're giving me a salary, but I'm growing my own thing too. And at some point, I don't need you. I may still want to help you, or maybe I can be a partner, or maybe not. And I'll go and build Cody World, and best of luck to you. So I don't know. It's a mindset thing to me. I think it's life changing. So if there's a beginner, we have less than 100 people that actively listen to our show right now. Watching some of your content, I'd kind of like to get your thoughts on, like what we could do different to maybe grow it over time. Because I like the way you think about things, Justin. But if there's a beginner listening, and those a few people that are listening, what's your advice? So you've been doing it for a while. You've been, had some exposure to the industry, the side hustle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start my eBay. And there's somebody messaging me actually earlier today. His name's Caleb.
Sure.
He how do I start my eBay? How do I get my Amazon? I see you killing it. How do I get started doing what you're doing? Like, how would you frame that? Because like I'm gonna tell him, go for it. Do the hard work, because I want him to experience what I've had. But
right,
I don't know. Where's your head at on that?
Well, There's a lot of free information out there. There's a lot of great content on YouTube. There's blogs out there. There's Facebook groups that you can join that people will just give out free information.
Yep.
You know, everybody's looking for like, what's the best course? Like, what do I, you know, what's the best one that I need to buy? It's going to get me going. It's like, you don't have to have a course. You can just take the time to learn how to do this stuff and then just get started.
Yep.
You know, if you're starting out, like if it was somebody completely new that was like, I have no money, I have no experience, I need to make some extra money on eBay, how do I do that? Okay. Start around your house. You have a ton of stuff sitting around that you don't use, that you haven't looked at, that has been packed away, that's in your garage, your shed, your attic, your closet, that you don't need. And you can start by taking pictures and listing stuff and learning how to do that. And learn the process, learn how to take pictures, create good listings, you know, sell a few items, get some stuff under your belt. And then you're like, all right, I have experience. Now I can kind of go out and do more.
Yeah.
Everybody has inventory just sitting around. And that's why thrift stores get so much stuff, because people just have too much crap.
Give it away. Just give it away.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is, like, we as Americans, we have too much stuff. So we go to find stores to give it to so we can go buy more.
Yeah, it's true. So,
you know,
true.
There is never going to be a shortage of stuff. There's just always going to be more, which I know it sounds weird because some countries don't have that, but it's like we live in a country of excess.
So true.
So I mean, there's ways to start by getting free inventory. Start with what you have.
Yeah. Okay.
If you're like, Justin, I don't have any clothes, I don't have anything extra that I can sell around my house. One, you're wrong, but two, you don't want to sell your stuff. You can do consignment. You could ask your friends or your family, say, hey, I'm starting up a business. I'm trying to make extra money to pay off my car payment or get caught up on my rent. Do you have any extra stuff I could sell for you?
Yeah. Or just go on Facebook Marketplace and type in free.
Facebook Marketplace, free. There's tons of stuff. People always giving away curb alerts. Drive around your neighborhood, walk around. You'll find free stuff everywhere.
Yep. And once you start putting yourself out too, I probably once a week I get some sort of message from somebody. They're like, hey, this just popped up on my Facebook feed. You might be interested. Or they'll tag me in something, and it's like free patio furniture sitting at the road. And I'm like, speed racer going out to, find that stuff. So.
Right. Tell people what you do. I mean, there's no reason not to be an honest reseller. People don't. Sometimes people look at the word or hear the word reseller and they're like, well, that's kind of dirty or scummy or whatever. But it's like every store you go into does not make every product that they sell.
Right.
They just don't call themselves resellers. They just call themselves stores. Okay. Well,
100%. Yeah.
Right. Call yourself a store. Call yourself a merchant. Whatever. It's about perspective.
Totally agree. There was a toy that I was selling. I have a local Facebook group called McCarson Family Store, and it's basically kind of where I offload, like, if we make too big of a purchase for Amazon or whatever, and we have leftover stuff, we sell it just at cost or just to get it out the door. Well, in Q4, I included some of our hotter toys. Some of the stuff. It was the Coco Melon toy. I think it was $15 in store. And I think on the thing I was actually asking $35 for it. When on Amazon I think it was selling for like $65 at the Pointers. I don't know why I was doing that. Maybe just to give a little more value and like the local whatever. Right. I had someone that was so upset that I was upcharging, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Well, I'll tell you what. Just call one of your other friends and tell them to go pick it up for you. And and don't pay them anything, but maybe give them a tip if they, after 6 stores, are able to find this stupid toy for you that you want. Like that. Right. Don't get me started.
Did you see the people flipping out when people would post a PlayStation 5 on Facebook Market?
Right.
Like that was
it cost me 6 hours of my life to get this thing.
Ruining my
for retail with no tax.
Right.
Crazy.
Yeah, you get a lot of good messages when you post something out there. Like, you get a lot of salt too,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do you guys? Okay, this is kind of in that same vein, but like, do you guys do TikTok?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Odie does. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm completely new to it. Right, I just downloaded it last week, and I'm posting a few things on there, and I'm not very good at it. It's all new, but I actually posted one yesterday about Legos. Believe it or not.
Okay.
And it's like I've got like 10,000 views on it.
Nice.
But I've got so much salt coming at me. People are like, oh, so this is why I can't find Legos. Oh, you bought every single one in the store. And I'm just like, I'm being nice, but I'm just like, I never said I bought everything. I'm giving you the information for free. Why don't you go look for it? Like,
yeah, sure.
I'm sharing this. Like, here's the exact items I bought. Why don't you not go and go look for it?
Bingo.
But people, people get angry, people get salty and jealous. But at the same time, it's like we're the ones out there pounding the pavement too.
Right. Yeah. What's your YouTube channel and your TikTok? So if our audience wants to go follow you.
Yeah, so I try to make it easy, keep it simple across all the platforms. It's The Flipping Accountant. One word on TikTok, one word on Instagram, one word on my blog. It's the same thing across all platforms.
Okay, awesome. I love that name, by the way. I saw it and I'm immediately interested. It's like the reselling teacher. We had him on a couple episodes ago. It's like the reselling teacher. Like that's a cool name. Like my name sucks. And then like you talk about the Bolo group. Like it's like a running joke. It's like we were talking. We were like, what are we gonna call it? And we had like 4 names and they were all really cool. And I was like, let's call it our Bolo group.
Tell Justin his name you came up with.
I think that the name Bolo was perfect. I think Bolo was.
Coop doesn't seem convinced here.
I tried to start a business with Coop in high school or right after high school called Certified Swag. And my idea was we were going to go to Goodwill. This was before we even resold. So we were talking about this, way back. We were going to go to Goodwill and find stuff, and we were going to mark that it didn't have any phrase and it didn't have any that kind of stuff. It's like, dumb. We had no idea what we were talking about, but
Certified Swag.
We're terrible at naming things, so it's at our Bolo group. That's all we got. So
I mean, it says everything you need it to. I mean, it's efficient. It says what it is. It doesn't have to be flashy.
Yep. So yeah, 100%. Well, so tell me a little bit about your story, man. So we got a little bit. 20 years ago, you started on eBay. I know for work you do accounting work. Like hop into the passenger seat of my DeLorean. Like go back. How do you get to where you're at today?
Yeah, so I went to after I got out of high school, I was convinced I had to go to college. That was the thing. That was the path I needed to go on. Sure. So I went to a community college for 2 years. It was half the price of a regular university, and the same teachers. They taught at both places. Which is kind of funny. Mm-hmm. Then I went and got my 4-year degree. So I had a bachelor's degree in finance. So I'm all about money. I'm all about numbers. I'm all about saving money, planning for the future.
Sure.
Worked for an auction company for a couple of years, kind of got my feet wet doing that. And then had a life change and moved down to Alabama. And I never left. And then decided to go back to school. I was like, hey, I got too much free time. I haven't spent enough money on education. So what can I do to fix that?
Sure.
And I went back and I got my master's degree in accounting. And the professors kind of beat it into our heads that it's like, if you're spending this money to get a degree like this, you need to become a CPA, because that's kind of like, it's like once you have it for the rest of your life. It's like the gold standard for accounting stuff.
Right.
Yeah. And it's like, no matter what you do, no matter what happens, like you'll always have that to fall back on.
Okay.
So they convinced me like, hey, you need to become a CPA. And as I finished up my degree, I was like, I need to get a job, something else, or I need to move back to Michigan, which is where I'm from. And I had 2 job offers. I had one job offer at a company to what's the name of it? It's like a soda company or something, but to be a controller for them. Or I had another job opportunity to work for this cool place, and that was something I told Coop. I just for privacy concerns, I don't talk about where I work, but I had this job opportunity, and I was like, I'm going to take that, and I've been there ever since, and I love it, man. I work 40 hours a week, and unfortunately, I'm stuck at home, during the pandemic, stuff like that. But I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed that I can work from home and do my job. And when I'm not working, I can do my reselling stuff. And I've worked really hard to get where I am. So I mean, it's like nothing was given to me, but I am very grateful. I'm very lucky to be where I'm at.
Awesome, man. I love that story. I think that a lot of people in the resale community are all trying to quit their jobs, and I think it's the worst decision that like over half of them could make. Like most people don't want to do this stuff full time. Like it's a fun side hustle and it's a great business to run alongside. But like, I've been doing it full time for 11 months now. So I've been, just like, on the ground, chasing down Walmart, Target, Bolos, and
Right.
running crap. Like, I don't think it's for everybody. Like, I mean, it sounds like that's not your plan. Your plan is you want to keep doing what you're doing and build up your thing as like a side hustle.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a weird position. Like I'm one of those few resellers that I enjoy my job, and like
Right.
I like what I do, and it's stable, and I'm happy there. But I really enjoy my reselling stuff. But like my job knows about my reselling. They're like, you're not leaving anytime soon. I'm like, not right now, but
right, sure.
I got to keep them on the hook a little bit. But
you watch your Instagram. I don't know. I mean, you're obviously doing really well. Like when your stories come across, like I want to watch them. I've been reselling for a while, and I don't know everything. That's not what I'm saying at all. But like I've been doing it for a while, so like a lot of stuff, like it's like Amazon for basics 101. Like I'll skip through that because it's just like I don't know. But like your stuff, like I'm learning something. So the two things that I said I definitely want to get on and talk to you about when we have you on the show is Lego investing. You were talking about that, and it blew my mind. And then you mentioned the website. What was it?
Brick Economy?
Yeah, blew my mind. I probably spent
Yes.
I was supposed to be working for the Bolo group. I was doing OA, and like I got like on this like loop of like, holy crap, this is $8.95 here, but it's projected to be blah blah blah. And then you look on Amazon and it's already selling at a profit. I'm like, holy crap, I should just be a Lego. I should just do Legos forever.
What's Brick Economy? Whatst that?
You should follow the flipping account on Instagram, bro. You would know this.
I've been slacking.
No, you're good, man. Sometimes I like to break down my thought process and I try to explain it to everybody because sometimes it's like we don't understand. Not everybody thinks like us, right?
Sure.
So sometimes I want people to understand the steps that I'm going through in my mind. So like I saw this whole row of clearance stuff at Walmart and they had Legos on clearance. And there was a few sets that were really good investments. There were some that were not, but some people would just go and just buy everything.
Right.
So I picked one set and I said, hey guys, here's the set. Here's the price. Here's the MSRP. Here's the discount. Is this a good buy? Well, let me tell you why I think it is. Okay. So it's already half price. That's great. You're already buying in half off.
Right.
Here's a Lego investing website that says this has a bunch of like minifigures. This is going to be a great set. This is already at an inflated price and we project it to go higher. It's like winning, just checking all the boxes, So I kind of presented my case like as an argument. And then I was like, all right, now what do you think? And everybody was, I think almost everybody, I think 90%, everybody was like, hell yeah. And I was like, yeah. I cleaned.
There's always that one a-hole that chooses the wrong thing when you do a poll on.
Yeah.
But
I try to I try to let people into my thought process because I've been doing it for several years and I feel like I'm pretty good at it. I mean, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes too, but
sure.
I feel like I can help people just go through that thought process and say, okay, is this really a good buy or should I just, look for something better?
So what's the longest you've held Legos?
So I actually have some in my garage that I've had for several years. And this was before I was like serious about Lego investing. I've bought a few sets and I've just let them sit. And like I have an elf set. It's a Lego set called Elves. And it's a big set, and I got it for $50, and it's worth like $375, and that's still sitting on my shelf.
That's awesome.
So, like, when do you know to pull it?
It just that just depends.
When the rent's due.
On the risk of like how much are you trying to make? How much space do you have? What's your financial system? Like how comfortable are you? Like what's your risk appetite? How long do you want to wait? I know Cody and I, when we were heavy in Q4, it was like, hey, this Lego set's great. We need to sell as many of these right now as quickly as I can.
Right. Yeah.
Of course.
Yep.
So like there's some new sets that just came out and people in the Lego community are pissed because they can't find it. And then, you're talking to resellers and they're like, yeah, man, grab this, grab every single one, put it out there, So I'm just like, I'm catching both sides of it. I'm like, oh yeah, it sucks you can't find it on the shelf. You can find it online though.
Yeah. I can send you my link.
Right. So
yeah, going back to what you said a second ago, I feel terrible. There was one, it was a doll that we were selling, and for whatever reason, I guess it went out of stock, and so I think it was $19.99 or $24.99, and it was selling for like 80 or something like that. Like it was a great a great flip, and a bunch of people bought them and then sent them into FBA.
Right.
And it's like that's the like a lot of times the strategy is you have to turn and burn. Like a successful reseller, like sometimes the long term doesn't work out on a play like that. That's why I tell people to go wide and not deep, because some people, they're like, okay, my marketing budget, I have $1,500 to spend this month, and so they spend it on like 2 items. I'm like, I'm decently good at what I do, and I'm wrong a lot. Like I don't get it a lot. And so like where I've had some successes, I go, like I would spend 1,500 probably on like 20 products or something like that. But anyways, they bought a bunch, and so to this day the FBA price is like 49 or 59 or something, and they're back. Obviously, they're back in stock, and they're like it's just solid. Like just like I can't remember if it's 19 or 24, but it's just solid. And so, some of it, like the Legos, when they're discontinued,
right.
I love that.
Yeah, that's the thing is like I was telling Coop before the show started, I stumbled into this Lego investing thing, and there is like a huge subculture of people that do it. There's Facebook groups, there's YouTube channels, there's Instagram pages, like there are Reddit sites. There's a whole like culture of people just doing this, and they're talking about, okay, this set's been out for 18 months. I think it's going to retire at 20. Now's the time to buy.
Exactly.
And I'm just like, man, I never knew all that stuff. I just saw I saw it had a yellow sticker and I wanted to buy
it. Yep. And I found one for the group the other day. When I sent the one out, I think I might have tagged you, or I might have sent it to you, but it was a little figure, and it was like clearance out. It said retired on the Lego site. And then when you went to Amazon, whoever's creating those listings, they're like, they love to put on their discontinued set, because then it's like, oh, I'm paying $90 for this $8 freaking toy, and you're not as pissed about it. So, but I was amazed. Like I was like, holy crap! Like this is a whole this is a whole other world. Because you look at an average product that goes in and out of stock. I don't know if you see it goes up, down, up and down, up and down.
Right.
You see it with a discontinued product, and it goes up, and then it goes down because there's some tank or whatever. But then over time, it just slowly goes, like you see the graph. And then one day, Justin's sitting in his garage, and he's got this elf thing that's worth like $400. And it's like, well, I have one of the 12 in the world that are new. Come at me, bro. And I really like that aspect of it.
So it's like, the thing is, like right now, there's new Lego sets coming out, so that means a lot of the old sets are getting retired,
right?
Or they're getting discontinued. So everybody and their brother is going to Walmart and buying all these sets and putting them on Amazon and eBay. And like you're saying, the price is just gonna creep down, and then there's going to be no margin. And the people that can wait 6 months to a year,
Bingo.
The next Q4, it's just going to be sitting on. They're just gold bricks. I mean, there are articles. There are articles that investing in Legos is better than gold.
Right. I've heard the same thing. Yep. Someone who's doing this at scale, and that I'm like just so impressed with. He's in our area too. Ed Thrift Lord.
Yeah.
Dude's a freaking animal.
I picked Ed's brain a little bit, and he's been very helpful. And I've kind of asked him like, hey, what's your system? What do you do? This, that, and the other thing. And I won't give it all away, because I mean that's his information or whatever. But like my basic understanding is like he buys as many as he can, and then he stocks them away till next year, and then next year it's Christmas.
Yep. So he and I have been in and out of groups together. Like we've talked for a long time. This time, or Christmas last year, so I guess Christmas before last, 2019, I remember him saying, he shows the tubs, and he's like, I'm putting these up, and I'm not going to think about it. I'm putting them up, investing, and he always has a really cool rap song playing in the background. I'm like, man, I need to do that. I need to put music on my stories. But anyway, and then I got to experience it. I saw him open them up again this Christmas, and then he comes out and he's like, yeah, so like, I don't remember what it was, but it's like several $100,000, and
Right.
and sure, there's probably some secret sauce there, but it's a viable thing. And for somebody like, I have a friend who he's a big tech guy, big nerd, makes a ton of money doing tech stuff. Patty Whack on Instagram, if anybody's following. But his whole family is a Lego family, and he's like, what could I do for like fun? And he's got kids. I'm like, dude, you already love this stuff. Like, just get in. Like trying to explain, like, this is a really cool, like you said, a subculture. It's like a because of supply and demand, because Lego is so obviously just great quality. The long-term investment on some of these, especially discontinued, is viable. It's amazing. So.
Yep. There's some sets that you can buy at full price today that are worth double, that are just really hard to get a hold of. There are some there are some sets that are exclusive to each retailer, which that's something I'm learning too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's some sets you can only get at Target. There's some sets you can only get on the Lego website, and there's a few that are exclusive to Amazon. And it's like, either you're the first one to get it or you're just not going to get it.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
or you're going to get it on Amazon for 3x. Right. Yeah.
Go
ahead.
Put Legos together? Do you like putting them together?
I used to, like, I still do, like, very rarely. And I'm sorry for this analogy, but I wanted to get into Lego investing, and I was like, I'm going to spend $1,000 and then nothing else. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong. But my plan, Cody, you're muted. I don't know if you know that. It looks like
he probably got his kid over there. Well, yeah, his kid talked to him.
Oh, that's okay. But yeah, my plan was like, I'm gonna spend this. Wrong. I mean, I blew right past that. Yeah. But I'm taking a Scarface approach to Legos. I'm not getting high on my own supply. Like, if I'm buying Legos, it's for investing. It's not for playing.
Okay, that's a good strategy.
So,
I like that.
Sorry.
No, you're good, man.
So I heard what you said. You're not getting high on your own supply.
That's right. That's my Scarface approach to Legos. I'm not playing with them. This is not a game.
One of our secret kind of secret sauce things that we do, my family and I, is we do a lot of seasonal grocery, and I just love some weird candy that you can only get at Valentine's Day, or you only get at Christmas, like that kind of stuff. We love it, and so we get high on our own supply all the time. Because it's like, there's this one M&M. It's I can't remember what it is. Green and white. I can tell you how it tastes.
Mocha? Mint?
No, it's like peppermint something. But it's amazing. It's just like the best. I understand why I can get it for 39 cents the day after Christmas and then sell it for $18 a bag all year long. Like, So,
what about you? What's your favorite seasonal candy?
Favorite seasonal candy? Probably the Christmas stuff. Like the no. I got it. It's Easter candy, the Cadbury stuff that they put out that's only available once a year. Like,
nice.
If I were more of a rich dummy than I am, I would pay $18 a bag for that kind of stuff. It's just so good, it's delicious. So,
is your van piled up with groceries?
Bro, I can't even, you don't even know. So this is my van. That's embarrassing. I'm sitting in a parking lot doing this. I apologize.
No, you're good.
Not being
just make sure it's kind of dark and there's sirens in the background. You're good, man.
Exactly. So to be fair, we are on a sourcing trip. So we're in a very, we're spending more money on this sourcing trip than, not on the hotel and stuff. We're actually cheaping out on the hotel, but more on inventory than we have probably ever have. We're in 3 states, and the inside of the van is ludicrous. So. We're possibly going to send an FBA shipment from South Carolina to free up space for the way back. So, it's stupid.
That picture you sent me today, how'd you want to tell that story?
Yeah, sure. So, so I was buying something up at a store. I don't want to say what store because it's my bae. I'll share it in the Polo group. Actually, I have several times today. But I went in, and there's this picture, and it's this lady, and she's just she's just pissed at me. And I had a cart filled up. The cart's full, and then it's piled on top. and I don't know. Like, I'm like, you've worked here for 2 weeks, lady, and it was over there. Like, why didn't you just go buy it? Like, why are you mad at me for driving around? And for whatever reason, she did not want to approve my. And I'm like, that always boggles me. And I'm not I'm not. Yeah, there's the picture. Yep. And read her mask. If you see the mask, it says IDK IDC on her mask. It's a smiley face, or maybe it's like a straight face. It says IDK IDC. I don't know. I don't care. It's like, you're the manager. Like, you have to care. Like, yeah. Anyway.
So what did they say? Did she say anything?
She was very disapproving, and then she was the manager that came over. So I was working with a cashier, and the thing was it locked up. It wouldn't approve the thing because I saved too much. I think on that transaction it was like I spent $250 and I saved like $600 or something. Like, it's like stupid, like that.
Yeah, like, hi, I'm a red flag. Nice to meet you.
Exactly. Yeah, this guy's and it's obvious that I wasn't, because of what I was buying, but because it was seasonal stuff. But she did not. It reminded me of Target. Like, I've had those experiences at Target. Like, I don't know if you watched our last show, but it was like, I love Target and I love like shopping there and sourcing there. Like, it's amazing. But like some of their they did a campaign this year called "Know a Reseller, No Resellers."
Yeah, I posted about that. I think I was one of the first few people to see that, and I took a picture, and I was like, "What is this?" And and then everybody was like taking pictures with the sign. Like,
that's hilarious. I'm a reseller, and I get it. There are definitely resellers who abuse the return policy. Like, they definitely exist. I get and I get, but like, my thing is, if you're gonna change something, make it to where if you purchase so many, like a lot of the foot sites you go to where you buy shoes, Foot Locker and some of those, like they say if you buy over a certain amount of units, then you can't return it at all. Like, you're branded as a whatever. It's like, do that, like, figure out a way to, but I don't know. That's probably above my pay grade. But yeah, that lady did not want me to buy that stuff today. She was mad. But I was like, it's clearance. It's clearance. I'm clearing it. Hello?
You're like, I'm here to help you.
Yeah. Do you have any more clearance? I'll clear it too.
Right. See, and some store managers are cool with that, though. They're like, we want to get rid of this stuff. We want to put new things out. And you're like, hey, I'm helping. I'm providing a service. Not everybody sees it that way.
Some people have me take it out to the car.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they're happy about it too,
Yeah.
Okay, the other thing that I definitely wanted to talk to you about while we have you on the show. So obviously you're familiar with tax stuff.
I know a little bit.
A little, yeah. Registered CPA with a master's degree in accounting.
I know a little bit.
So you're not going to give any advice, I'm sure. But is there anything you can say that would help our audience? A lot of them are resellers. A lot of the people but some one of our listeners owns a junk removal company. We have a couple other people too that own different. We want to be a small business show, not necessarily a reselling show. Any advice you could give? Because like, you get on TikTok and you hear some crazy stuff. They're like, hire your kids, write off your house, write off your entire house, remortgage, like all kind of. And I know some of that is real, but like a lot of it is just crazy stuff. Like, any advice on how to write more stuff off and lower the tax bill? Like anything on that you could share?
Sure. So just as a general disclaimer, I am a CPA, but I'm not giving specific tax advice. I will give general information, and it's always best to consult with someone else or consult a tax professional, which I am one, but this is not specific advice. So general disclaimer out of the way, what we want to do is we want to focus on tax avoidance. Okay. There's something called there's tax avoidance and there's tax evasion.
Okay.
Tax avoidance is the completely legal method and way of using all of the tax laws and everything to your benefit to minimize your tax burden as much as you legally can.
Okay.
This is what people with money do. This is what people with companies do. They have advanced tax planning strategies and deductions, expenses, all that kind of stuff. What we want to avoid is tax evasion. That's lying and committing fraud to lie about your sales, your expenses, all that kind of stuff. Okay.
Yeah. Don't want to go to prison.
That's correct. We don't want to go to prison. And the thing is, people are scared about being audited. Okay. So the IRS, the last information that I have, the IRS has audited less than 1% of the entire country for like the past several years because their resources are pretty strained.
Okay.
Okay. So you have a very low chance of being audited, but the thing is, you don't want to be audited because compared to you, they have unlimited resources.
Right.
Okay. So what I'm trying to, the point I'm trying to drive home is we want to be honest. We want to, be as honest, everything above board, because if you ever get selected, then you don't have to worry. You have no reason to be scared because you're not lying. You're not committing fraud. You're good.
Right.
So the thing is, so the thing is that like, there's a level of protection. So if you're doing everything above board, you're not lying about anything, you're already got a level of protection to help you sleep at night. So we don't want to lie about our sales. We don't want to lie about our expenses, but we do want to maximize our deductions. We want to maximize our expenses. So like for 2021, meal deductions went up to 100%. So
right.
for like,
I heard about that. Yeah.
Past couple of years, it's been like 50%. So for 2021, if you're a business owner, if you're reselling and, you're out on a business trip, or if you're out in a shady parking lot with, sirens everywhere, you want to make sure you're keeping track of your meal.
Crazy Crab.
That's right. At the Crazy Crab, you're out working. You want to keep track of those receipts, right on the back. Hey, this was a business meal. This is what we discussed. Take a picture of it or put it somewhere or whatever, log it and keep track of those things, because that can help you at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Minimize your taxable income. So we want to minimize our taxable income as much as we can through legal means possible. You want to keep track of your expenses. If you have a car or vehicle that you're using for your business, you can do actual mileage, or you can do like actual expenses. For most people, it's going to be mileage, but then you got to keep track of your miles.
Right.
Have some kind of a logbook. The IRS doesn't specifically state it has to be this kind of logbook. So you could literally have a piece of paper, a logbook, or you could use something like Mile IQ, which is a cheap app or free. I think they have a free version. Every time you drive your car, it asks you, was this trip personal or business? You click business and boom, you're already, you're keeping track of your miles for the end of the year.
Automated. Yeah. That's smart. I need to do that. I drive so much.
Exactly. So I mean,
all the time I drive so much.
Think about how many trips that you do that, could be written off.
Right.
We want to like combine or maximize our, deductions and stuff like that. So how many times do you go to the store and you go for groceries, but you end up sourcing?
Right. All the time. Yeah. Every time I go.
Exactly. So we're combining our trips. We're getting synergy out of stuff like that. So, you're going for personal, but it turned into a business trip. Well, better keep track of that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's good to keep records of, stuff you spend on your business. It's good to try to keep up to date on your income and your expenses and try to keep track every month instead of waiting until the end of the year. Cause like if you're just not starting your taxes for the past year, you're going to have a lot of things to go through.
You have no idea. I'm that person. I'm guilty. And instead of doing it, I'm on a trip building the mountain for this time next year.
Right. So if this isn't going to help right now, but I mean, like before the end of the year, if you had anything you needed for your business, it would have been a great time to buy it, because then you could have claimed it on your 2020 taxes.
Yeah, I did some of that. Yeah. So I thought Coop was going to say something. So I looked around. I actually asked you too, but I looked around. By the way, are you accepting new clients, or you're not? That's not really not right now.
I don't know. I was talking to Coop about this too. I'm just like, I have my CPA, and my plan was to do taxes on the side during this tax season. So I might have a few clients. I already have a few as far as like family and friends, but sure. I might accept a few more just to do on the side. But my full-time job isn't actually doing taxes, but I am a licensed CPA and I can do taxes, if that makes sense.
Okay. Well, if you ever want to get like do more of that, let us know. We'll promote the heck out of you. So
okay. I
would love to work with you, but we went through, my wife and I went through like 2 or 3 different people and talked to them. One guy we freaking loved, like he was like amazing, but then it was going to be like $4,000 to file our taxes. And I was like, holy crap! Like I'm not that
Right.
big. But we ended up going with a lady that one of my previous business partners uses for his insurance agency, and
Yeah.
it all made sense. And so I'm doing some of that. We bought some stuff before the end of the year, and then we're gonna be able to make a contribution to our Roth IRA that's gonna still be able to be counted for 2020. So
Right. Yeah, I believe that's before the taxes are due before April 15th. You can still make your maximum contribution to your Roth IRA or your personal IRA and have it still count towards 2020.
towards the previous, yeah. So that's a good note. Some of the resellers, some of the people in our group, I know they're freaking rolling in money, because I'm like, I did well. I did more sales than I've ever done in my life, and we did okay. Like I'm not rich by any means. Like I want to be. I hope to be. Soon, like sooner than later. But like we
Right.
did a lot. Like a lot more than we did the previous year, and we did okay. But like some of our members they're doing 1.5, 1.7 mil. I'm like, one, how in the crap
Yeah.
are you? Like
Well,
where is that? Two.
yeah.
Will you buy me a car or buy me freaking, something, anyways.
Yeah.
I know they need to
raise membership.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Your membership's going to be more expensive because they're the ones with bots that are buying up. But I say that to say that, they need to write stuff off. They need to be maxing out their Roth and,
Right.
buying a TV for their office or I don't know, whatever,
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it has a, business purpose and it is normal and reasonable for the business, I mean, it would make sense. So
yeah.
I'm going to try to something I have thought about lately is I am going to try to do more like finance posts or finance information, because I feel like I have, I'm actually like, not to discredit some people that are out there that give good information, because there are a lot of great people out there that give good information. But on the other hand, I'm like, I'm actually like a licensed professional.
Right.
I actually feel like I could give good information, and
Yeah.
and it's actually like,
Oh,
I whatever. Anyways, I'm going to try to give more information like that, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Follow the flipping accountant on Instagram. I don't know if you could, but if you could put a monetary value on just me, scrolling Instagram and seeing the Lego investing stuff, and then going down a rabbit hole, and learning, that being the thing that that probably made me a good bit of money, over the next 10 years or something, so like
Right.
I think following good people that are, there are people that are just like, a lot of my stuff is not even value based. Like I love to follow people. Like what you just said makes me want to follow you forever. And like, just like get out, and if you ever put out a course or put out a guide or whatever, like I'll buy it, like whatever.
Take my money.
Yeah, exactly. But sometimes it's more of like a vlog, like what I like. A lot of the crap I put out is just like, hey, here's my kid eating a crab leg, like me, or whatever. But there's a different like chemistry there when it's like, hi, I'm a CPA and I want to tell you that you need to max out your Roth IRA if you have the money, because you can write it off, and it's gonna basically be whatever less on your taxes. So
yeah, I mean, we're that's what we're talking about earlier, right? It's like tax avoidance. We're trying to minimize our taxable income. If you can still put money into that retirement vehicle for last year and start building it, I mean, we need to be thinking long term.
Yeah.
We get too focused on the here and now. We need to plan farther out. So so we'll be set in life. We don't have to worry about full-time jobs or where we're at right now.
Yeah, amen. Oh, and maybe, man, that's not business advice either. Maybe the best thing you can do for your business is go buy a bunch of Legos. Who knows? So, well, we should probably call it quit soon. I want to get your thoughts, if you don't mind. We want to take this show. We're definitely going to do 50 episodes, but we may hang it up after that. We don't. I called Coop one day after I was on a long sourcing trip, and I had too much Red Bull, probably, and I was listening to some music, and I may have even been listening to a podcast, and I paused it, whatever I was listening to, and I called Coop, and it was later, and he answered, and I said, hey, I want to start a podcast, and he said, all right, let's do it, and that's kind of, we never really looked back, and
Yeah.
Q4 was a hiccup because he was in the process of quitting his job, and I was in the process of being buried alive with inventory and merchant fulfilled orders and reseller stuff. But we know we want to do 50 episodes. We may want to expand, and actually do a full, lifetime thing, be the next Andy Frisella or, whoever.
Yeah, everybody's got to start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they started. Yeah. So I'm passionate about small business. I love to talk about business ideas. I love to talk about ways to tweak, different, business strategies and that kind of thing. Anytime someone says, I want to start a business, like in my little, circle, it's like, you should sit down with Cody and, talk and, cause it's just, it's what I love. And Matt has, similar things. All that to say, how would you go about this? What would be your strategy? Like, what would your outlook be on it to grow it and bring value, but also, not have to talk about anything we don't want to talk about, and then maybe even to get like the best guest and that sort of thing. So.
Right. Yeah. I'm kind of, I'm thinking about a book that I read, few weeks ago, or it's probably been a month ago now, whatever, but I'm kind of reading about like different YouTube stuff, and it's all kind of the same thing, right? Like YouTube and podcasts and having a show, because we're on video, right? So this will go on YouTube.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of ways to build value. There's a lot of ways to like attract, meaningful connections with people. Getting guests on that you feel can add value to your audience, getting interesting people on. Finding somebody interesting that may think a little differently than you, or that may have a different perspective that can offer your audience that you think is worth bringing to the table is definitely worth it.
Sure.
I would reach out to bigger guests, bigger people that you don't think would come on the show, because it's a great way for them to get their name out there too. And sometimes they like helping out smaller groups or smaller channels or smaller podcasts or whatever.
Yeah.
Not to like name drop or whatever, but like Harry Tornado, like this past year, his channel is like blown up. Right.
Yeah.
But he's still nice enough, and he still takes the time to go on channels that have like 500 subscribers or 1,000 subscribers or whatever. And it's like, this dude has like almost 80,000 subscribers, but he still spends an hour one night a week or one night every couple of weeks, just, shooting the stuff with smaller channels and just, different people and getting it out there. But they like to collaborate. So if there's somebody out there that you think has a good message or some good information that's worth sharing, I would reach out to them.
Yeah.
Make sure you're providing value in some way, and do it your own way. Don't really try to mimic anybody else. Like I've enjoyed talking with you guys. I've enjoyed chatting with you. I think it's fun. I think anybody that's lucky enough to come on here should take the opportunity to do it.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you saying that. And that's great advice. Like I haven't thought about it that way, but it's like Gary Vee says, roll up on that girl in the bar, or shoot your shot, present that business idea or whatever, like somebody that I would love to, there's a list of people that I've kind of, like kind of what I was saying about watching your story. Like you watch their stuff and you're like, wow, that's impressive. Wow. Like they're doing what I want to do, or, just maybe not what I want to do, but I want to talk to them. But, maybe I'm intimidated at, or whatever, like not being scared to ask bigger people to come on.
Yeah. I mean, you've got nothing to lose. The worst they can say is no, and you're already back at square one. It's like, well,
right.
Hey, you know what? It shows interest. You're not trying to like get something from them, because so many people like approach these bigger like influencers and content creators, and they're like, hey man, give me a shout out. I'll pay you X amount of dollars. And they're just like, wrong.
Right.
It's different when you approach somebody and you're like, hey, I think you're really cool. I think you got great information, great value. And we want to talk about Legos nonstop. And then you're like, I'm in.
Yeah. That was the initial purpose of the podcast, to talk to cool people who do cool things. And we've done that.
We wrote down.
So it's getting.
We want an excuse to talk to cool people who are doing cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So. And it's like we were joking about this a minute ago, but everybody has to start somewhere, right? Somebody that has like 1 million subscribers, they started out with nothing. Like Gary Vee is like blown up, but he was like faithfully doing his like wine videos to like talking to nobody for like years, and then then it just happens. So it's
Then one day it was just like F you, F everybody.
So
I love Gary. I don't know if you know, but I love Gary V. Like on a romantic level. Like if we could get to a point one day where we could have him on. And it's funny because like I watch some of his stuff now and I'm like, like that's like kind of elementary, but like when I was first beginning to think like an entrepreneur, he changed my life. Like I'm eternally grateful to, like he, like some of the things that he was saying, like putting out during the time that I was, starting to think like an entrepreneur, starting to think like someone, in the business world, like changed the way I thought about everything. So, like somebody like that, I'm probably, I'll wait till we're on like episode 100. Then I'll roll up on Gary, be like, hey.
Yeah. I mean, you never know, you just ask, you just reach out and it doesn't hurt. I don't think. So collaboration, working with people definitely helps get your name out there. Posting about it, tell everybody what you do. I mean, there's no reason not to. It opens up so many opportunities. It opens up so many doors. And they say 6 degrees of separation. You're only 6 people away from anybody on the planet. I mean, you never know.
Right. Yep, 100%. Well, man, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it. So go follow the Flipping Accountant on YouTube, Instagram, his new TikTok where are you doing like the savage dance and like the
No, man, you don't want to see me dance. I would have less followers. I don't want that. No, I'm spreading Lego information and I'm getting salt. So I'm going to do more of that. Like,
nice.
I had like 20 sets. If you check it out, like my latest TikTok, like I don't know how I have like 10,000 views or whatever, but I had like 10 sets. And I was like, hey, here's what I paid for it. Here's where to buy it. And everybody is like, man, we hate you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm going to do more of these. I'm going to do bigger of these.
So true story. Gary Vee was pushing TikTok like a year, 6 months, 8 months ago or something like that. Right when quarantine hit is when I start. And so I made a video of, I promise this is true. This is not, go look it up when you get off. I made a video of, it was Hood Baby, the song, or something like Down South Hood Baby. And I had Marshall's tags and I had like 50 of them like this. And so I said, guess how much I paid for, or how much I sold these for on Amazon or something. And I said like $45. And then I held them up like this. And then I like rained them down on me like this. And I was dancing to the song. I got like 350,000 views. And like the rest of my videos have like 7 or something. But it's because everybody got on there and they were like hating on me hard. Like they were like, you're freaking, like scum of the earth. And it was great.
Yeah.
So.
Well, see, and that's the thing. It's like if you learn how to use the YouTube algorithm or the TikTok algorithm, the thing is, it's like these social media systems, they want people engaged.
Exactly.
They want people to be on there as long as possible, as much time as possible. So what you can do ethically, let's be sure to point that out. What you can do ethically to keep people engaged or to get them to interact with your videos, they're going to promote your videos. They're going to promote your TikToks.
Poke the bear. Yep.
Gonna poke the bear. So like somebody got pissed about 10 Lego sets that I found at Walmart. When I put up a video with 10 Razor Crests that I bought off Amazon for $1,000, let's see how big that gets. I'm gonna see how much hate I get for this one.
Yeah, I love that. Well, hopefully you go viral and go crazy with it. So
it was good talking to you, man. You gave out some good information.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. Thanks for inviting me, guys.
Oh
yeah, for sure. Well, man, I'm sure we'll talk more. Hey, you have a good night and work super hard. Enjoy your family. Go sell some crap on the internet.
Peace.
Right. See you guys.